Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Today, in the whole world, people know or heard about my Guru Maharaj Yogi Ramsuratkumar. He is an avatar like Rama or Krishna. A century later, just like a Ramayana and Mahabharatam, Yogiji himself has told me that a poet would be born, it may take even 100 years. He will write about this beggar, and that will be something like Ramayana and Mahabharata, which can be kept in the puja room for worship. So, what we see as Yogi Ramsuratkumar, physically a body, is not Yogi Ramsuratkumar, he is only a tip of the iceberg. He is throughout, here, there, anywhere, everywhere in the cosmos. And that's the matter which has been proved already by so many instances. Because we are talking about a great Mahatma. A great Mahatma, other Mahatmas is a great Mahatma. Took his avatar in a small village in Uttar Pradesh called Nardara on 1/12/1918. As a boy, his parents used to talk to him about Ramayana and Mahabharata. And the young boy used to go to the Ganges nearby and engage himself in talking with saints and sages on the banks of Ganges. He went to school. He was a good student, but out of school he was always engaged in hearing something about God, talking about God. His mother and father were also talking to him only about God. So the divinity in him was getting blossomed little by little through his parents and the sages on the Ganges, banks of the river Ganges. One day, when he was about 12 years old, his mother, at that time he was called Ramsuratkumar, wanted him to fetch some water from the well. And the young boy, as every young boy is, went to the well. When he tried to pull water, he just threw the rope on the other side of the parapet of the wall. The sparrow which was sitting there fell down and was gasping for breath. He took the sparrow, went to Ganges and asked the sages, what has happened to this? They said, pour some water through the beak, let us see. Even after that, it died. Then they said, cremate the sparrow. He did it. And then from then on, the question came in his mind, why is there death? Why is there life? Why should there be life? Why should there be death? This question started, he went on asking the sages. Meanwhile, he had finished his schooling and then he went to college. Probably the first person from that village who went to college. He graduated from Allahabad University, and after some time he took a diploma in teaching. All that we have published in a book also, the school he studied, the diploma he had and all that. He was not very much interested in marriage, but he bowed down to the wishes of his parents and married Ram Ranjani Devi. And then, with a very affectionate husband and a good parent to his children, and for his job, he shifted to Bihar state because the wife's place was in Bihar. And basically, they are landowners, Yogi Ram family. They are landowners, agricultural landowners, and some of them were employees in agriculture also. Ramsuratkumar, when he went over to Beggar, he started teaching in schools, and he was loved by everybody as a teacher. And then in one school, where they wanted him to be the headmaster, he went and saw the place, and then found the all dirt everywhere, no classrooms, no toilets, nothing. He asked all the students, "You please go away, don't come to the school." And he asked those people, "If you rectify the school and make it proper, then only the school will be open." They said, "You are only a teacher, you can't tell us. You go on." And he said, ask all the students, "Get out. Wait and see." Then the management built the school correctly and properly, had the toilets. Then he said, "I'll come there." Then he was the headmaster. He worked as a headmaster, but periodically his search for light and death, the reality, was craving, more and more of craving was there. And so he asked one of the sages there, he said, "Go to Varanasi." Swami at that time had very little money, but later he never had money. He went to Varanasi, and then he was standing before Lord Vishwanatha. He felt that Vishwanatha was entering into him in like a spark, and he felt he was the son of Vishwanatha. That's the feeling he had. He was very happy about it. He thought something has been ignited in him. Then he went out to Sarnath. Even there he had the same feeling. Then he came down back to his work in Bihar. And then, sometime later, in 1947, the year in which we attained independence of this country, he met a great saint, Kabadia Baba, who was a justice who convicted his own son-in-law and then said, "What type of life is this?" He became a saint. From then on, he is one of the greatest saints in that area. There's a Kabadia Baba ashram there, where 24 hours Ram Naam is going on. That Kabadia Baba told Yogi Ramsuratkumar, "If you want to know anything about your question, what is truth, what is reality, what is life, what is death, you go down south, then only you will get an answer." He also suggested to him, "Go to Pondicherry, where Sri Aurobindo is there. Then your question may start getting answers." So he met Aurobindo. Well, he went to Pondicherry, but mother would not leave him to meet Aurobindo because as a madman he was dancing and running around in the queue. "You are not fit to see Aurobindo," said mother. And then he came away. He couldn't meet Aurobindo. Then later, somebody there told him, "There is Ramana Maharishi in Tiruvannamalai. Go there." He went out to Ramanashram. They gave him accommodation. He sat before Ramana for a few days. Ramana's piercing eyes are always looking at him. And he was feeling inside some sort of a movement that he got, "This is a man who is going to give me answers to my questions." But then the school holidays intervened, so he couldn't spend much time. But in Ramanashram, there was a newspaper cutting which said, "There's a great Mahatma in Kanjangarh, Papa Ramdas." Yogi, our master, went there, and then he found that the serenity we have in Ramanashram, or what he saw in Aravind Ashram, were not there. It looked very aristocratic. And he said, "This can't be the place where I'll have my guru." He returned. Then again, there are all words from the mouth of Yogi Ramsuratkumar himself. Again, in 1948, unable to control his craving, he came down to Tiruvannamalai. This time he stayed with Bhagavan Ramana and before him daily for 3 months, and every day Bhagavan Ramana's eyes were focused on him. Every day he knew some transformation taking inside him. And when Ramana goes in, then he'll come out, go around the hills or climb up the hills. That's what he was doing. Then one day, when Harati was shown to Ramana, and then Ramana took it first, and then it was brought to him. When he touched that, he swooned and fell down. The effect of Ramana made him swoon and fell down, and Ramana said, "You get up. Now it's all right. You can start on your own." Something like that he said. Then he left that place, went to Aurobindo Ashram again. This time he was not sent in, but Aurobindo saw him from up, and he said, "That gave me all the answers I wanted by mere sight." Everybody says this beggar met Aurobindo. This beggar has not met Aurobindo. But the very sight of Aurobindo looking at me gave everything I wanted. I had answers. Then this time also he wanted to go again to Papa Ramdas. Even then he was not satisfied. He was going to be his guru. Then he went back to his village in Bihar, continued his work. In or about 1952, he was touring Badrinath and Kedarnath as a sannyasi. Though he was not given up Grahasthashram, he did not formally become a sannyasi. He was almost living a life of sannyasi because even when he was in his house, he was eating only vegetables. He used to take milk. Normally he was not very keen on taking other varieties of food. That is given, he will give it to the sages. Otherwise, if a school lunch is packed for him, he will give it to the other people. He was not keen on eating himself, but his mind was to help others, feed everybody else. That was his attitude. Then he felt that when in Kedarnath he knew that Ramana and Aurobindo have attained Mahanirvana. Then he thought, where can I get my answers, full answers? I want to find about death and life. I have to rush to Papa Ramdas in Kanjangarh. This time the atmosphere was so different. He found he was his guru, and the guru found he was his disciple. That was this transformation that had taken place in between. And then Mataji Krishnabai was scolding him often, asking him to get out, because he was becoming like a buffoon, running around, rolling around on the earth, because of his madness. Then Papa said, one day he said, "You can't wear this dirty clothes and come here. I'll give you new clothes, you wear it." Yogi Ramsuratkumar, then Yogi Ramsuratkumar, wore the new dress, came before Papa, again started dancing. Then in the afternoon when he came, he threw away the old dress, put on the old dirty clothes and came back. Mataji Krishnabai scolded him. But Papa Ramdas said, "He's mad, let it be mad, let it be there." For some time went on. Then Swami Sachidananda was the first disciple of Papa Ramdas. And he asked Sachidananda, and Swami has told it me directly, "You please ask Papa to initiate me." Do you know just Arunachalam what that friend said? "Do you ask Papa Ramdas yourself, why do you want me to intervene?" Even here when he came, they talked like that. Then he was following Papa wherever he went. He did not have the courage to ask him to initiate him. Once, when Papa suddenly turned and asked him, "Why are you running around? You want anything from me?" "I want initiation." "You want initiation? You're very serious about it?" "Very serious, Papa." "You sit down." Then he sat down and gave the mantra, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram in his ears 3 times. Go on repeating it without any interval. All the 24 hours he must say that. Yogis told him, it seems, it may not be possible, but you have to do that. Once you are initiated, you have to do that. Then Yogi says that 24 hours for 1 week, He chanted the Nama without interval, and then he died at the feet of his master. That means he has realized that there's only one existence, that the Brahman, all this body and all this is very false. So he can see only that Atman himself and not Yogi Ramsuratkumar. And then
Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar.